There's this mysterious place in North Hollywood called the Forgotten Video Store. It's a movie rental place, but all their videos are bootlegs of unreleased, lost, or otherwise impossible to find movies. And on this podcast, we go to the Forgotten Video Store and rent one of their movies, and then we do some real scholarly film criticism shit on it. I'm your host, David Murto, aka Daddy Big Cup. And this week I went to the video store with a writer and comedian who's written for Game of Thrones and The Onion and is really a podcast superstar who you may know from Eat, Pray, Dunk and Two Old Queens and Big Gay Movie Spreadsheet or his wonderful appearances on Get Played and Doughboys and College Town and The Neighborhood Listen and God, every good podcast. Who is this person? It's Mark Rennie!
Hello! Wow. I wish I could match his energy. It's very wonderful to be here. Thank you for having me. I love video stores and I love forgotten things.
Yeah, thanks so much for going to the video store with me. You picked out a really interesting movie called Be Seeing You, which was the most upsetting and disturbing movie I've ever seen in my life.
It was very chilling.
Yeah.
In a way I'd never been chilled before. And I've seen lots of horror movies. But I only picked this one because I love a lenticular cover. You know what I mean? Like you don't really get those anymore. Yeah. But this was like it was like a camera, but when you moved it, it seemed to be following you. It was very unsettling.
And the movie was equally unsettling, and we'll get to that in a second. But
sure.
You know, we went to the video store in the morning, and it just felt like a little early. So I said, you know, Mr. Rennie, you doing anything today?
Please, I told you, don't use my first name. I think I slapped you across the face when you said Mark.
Right, but it was like I could tell the intention was friendly and not to inflict
slap.
Pain.
No.
So
Corrective.
I say, you doing anything right now? And we both kind of didn't have a lot going on, so one thing led to another, and we spent the day together around North Hollywood.
And when you have lots of spare time, where better to go than North Hollywood? Because I want to see all the dispensaries and auto repair shops I
feel you're being facetious, but I genuinely love North Hollywood. I know you're a Glendale guy.
I do. I feel like I do like North Hollywood now that you mention it. If I actually think about it, I do like North Hollywood.
We had a fun day.
It has a very
until we got to the movie when the day took a dark turn.
Things were very fun until they took it. This sounds like a true crime documentary. But things were great until they took a dark turn.
Yeah, but first we went by the Iliad bookstore.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, because I was looking I had a guest on, Kate Zazowski, who recommended a book called The Care and Keeping of You, so I wanted to check that out.
A bit of self-care.
Yeah. Of course, the Iliad has those cats wandering around the store, and they're called like Zeus and Athena or something, because it's all like Greek
really
mythologies.
On the nose.
Yeah. And so I really wanted to read this book, The Care of Keeping of You, to one of the cats. Like, I thought that'd be cute.
Yeah.
And this is completely my fault. I'm not blaming anyone at the Iliad bookstore, but when I grabbed the cat, he did scratch me up, and I did develop a touch of cat scratch fever.
That can kill people.
It can?
It seems like it. If you're like an old person, anything with the word fever in the title.
Do you consider me an old person?
I said if.
Oh.
If I do not consider you an old person. What are you, 19?
I'm 38, thank you.
Okay.
Which is 19 a couple times.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
I also I don't think I won any fans when I asked for an Orange Julius. Because in my head, that made sense in an Athena, Greece.
Oh, yeah.
Julius
I didn't get
Caesar.
that until just now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long walk. It's, they say in improv A to C. I went like A to L. Like, I think I went too far, which is maybe a bad habit of mine.
But the store did you know that it's packed? I think they're getting like a Homer boost from the success of the Odyssey.
Oh, sure. Big Homer. I thought when he said Homer boost, I'm imagining like a Bart being picked up.
Ooh, yeah, give him a little boost. They did have The Care and Keeping of You, but my attempt to read it to the cow was a bit of a letdown. So we went by, of course, Circus Liquors.
Just to get that sign, to have like an ironic Instagram photo in front of it. Or also you could do the flip side of like a cool photo at sunset,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot, I've gone by Circus Liquor a lot, and I've seen a lot of people like clearly very, I would say, some sort of fetishy kind of wear in front of like, oh, this is for like an OnlyFans. Like there's something, Circus Liquor, if you don't know, there's a huge, like an icon, I would say iconic, yes,
right,
sign, neon, is it neon?
Yeah.
Clown, scary.
It has remained the same for at least 30 years because it is famously featured in Clueless, if you'll remember.
Oh, that's right. That's where she gets mugged, right?
Right, and almost raped by the one boy who was in her.
And one of the funniest parts of the movie.
I used to, for my keggers, get my kegs at Circus Liquors, and a tradition is you're supposed to pour one out like this one's for Cher.
For Cher's innocence?
Yeah.
I asked for some Buzzballs, and I got the Pina Colada Buzzballs. They got plenty of Buzz. If you want Buzzballs, I say go to Circus Liquor. It kind of it's either that or just like straight rot gut whiskey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to go to Circus Liquor and get like a White Claw. That's like, it's not the vibe. You know what I mean?
Go to Ralph's for that.
Thank you. But there is something inherently like I want to say street cred, or so there's something about Circus Liquor that just feels like there's an authenticity there.
Maybe this says more about me, but when I hang out around town, I'm just going to the drinking spots, right? Even though it was probably just barely noon by the time we were done at Circus Liquor.
You're real Bukowski, hitting the bookstore, getting booze.
Because we gotta go to the Tonga Hut.
It's one of 40 tiki bars in North Hollywood.
Did you know it's the oldest?
How do you know which one?
It's the oldest one.
That's the oldest.
Allegedly in LA.
There's no way to verify.
At this point, my cat scratch fever was acting up a bit, and so I did think that the Easter Island heads were talking to me.
So you were hallucinating at this point, which is a rare side effect.
But it is possible. I proved that possibility. So that's fun. I mean, where else did we go? We went to Idle Hour, of course, the Big Barrel.
You gotta get some batch, what do they call it? Not Palermo's. I can't think of the drink. They do batch cocktails.
I get the Cali Creamin' on tap, the Nitro Cali Creamin'.
Cali Creamin'? I do not like that. Sounds like another video title.
You don't like that about it? I like that. It's kind of a sexual thing.
You like that? It sounds filthy.
And it's like I can sneaky kind of hit on the bartender, be like, "Give me that Cali Creamin'."
I'm sure they love that.
Yeah, bartenders famously love getting hit on. Anyone in the service industry loves getting hit on because they have to be polite and
yes,
they lose their job if they aren't.
Yeah, it's a wonderful dynamic for them. If you want money, you'll indulge my lechery. There was a trivia going on at the Idle Hour, and the question seemed very hard. It was just specifically about one episode of MASH from season 3 of MASH trivia night. It was season 3, episode 7 trivia night at MASH.
And it made me wonder, do they just like every Thursday afternoon do a different episode of MASH? And they've been doing this?
I don't know, or just different random episodes?
Because like I love a bar trivia, so I got the little paper and everything, but I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. I mean, I've seen
No, they want to know who was like the first AD, like things you couldn't learn from just watching the episode. So good luck if that's all you did to prepare.
Maybe it was like the crew of MASH, some of these old-timey
guys.
There
were a lot of oxygen tanks. It was like seeing slot players at Morongo. Just like
I'm sure you knew these two facts about MASH. The show lasted longer than the Korean War.
I have heard that. Can you imagine a short war these days?
I can. Of course, the Iran war has stopped and started many times, so
that's
maybe
true.
If you added them up, it wouldn't be that
That's
long.
True. Fits and starts.
Yeah. And MASH also more people died than in the Korean War.
During the making of MASH?
Yeah.
Tragedy.
A lot of accidents on the operating table.
Oh, the actual, they were having actors perform actual surgery.
Yeah, they didn't have CGI back then.
No,
what do you expect?
Because it was like the pit that we needed. The MASH is known for its extreme gore.
This is a yucky show.
It was a yucky show. You're either a yucky show or a not a yucky show.
And it was yucky.
Very
they should
yucky.
do more long-running sitcoms based on Altman movies. What else could we get? The Player would actually be good.
The Player would actually make a lot of sense.
3 Women might be weird.
He didn't do the Gingerbread Man. There's someone, what's the doctor? Richard Gere is a doctor.
Oh, Mr. T and the Women?
Yeah, that one. I think I saw that in the Angelica in New York City. When I was on vacation in New York, it's like, yeah, you got to go to the Angelica. And I just remember watching the movie, like you could hear the subways go by. Because it was like, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's some atmosphere.
But it was weird when you're watching a movie like set in the bayou.
Now I'm imagining like gator subways. How fun would that be down in the bayou?
Oh yeah, like a swampy subway. I mean, that's kind of what Pirates of the Caribbean is. If you're on a train instead of a boat.
Why were we talking about this?
Oh,
Robert
we
Altman,
went to the
MASH.
Idle
Yeah.
Hour. Idle Hour.
Yeah, MASH. Oh, and then I was gonna say Gosford Park became Downton Abbey, so that kind of already turned into a TV show.
Popeye?
There have been Popeye TV shows, but not specifically that iteration of Popeye, I guess.
Which I liked as a child. I didn't know it was meant to be bad. I remember thinking, I just also liked movies. And if you watch it now, you're like, they built this whole village? This Highland town is insane what they made. The production values.
Right,
Now you watch like a big budget movie and it looks like a sitcom.
You watch the new Star Wars TV shows and it looks like they just shot it at home with like Zoom backgrounds.
Yeah, it's really upsetting. I think you could make a good sitcom out of Shortcuts because that already is kind of like a slice of life.
Right, and Raymond Carver has tons of stories. You know, you could
there you go, and laugh.
Yeah.
Come pick up your cake.
Well, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu turned beginners into a lot of laughs with Birdman. Remember that?
I watched 15 minutes of Birdman, and I was like, this is not for me. I'm worried about Digger because it says it's a comedy, but I don't trust this director to be funny.
No.
I like him when he's in like the Revenant mode, when it's like a brutal adventure.
Like, cool,
that's really visually
images.
Spectacular, but feels visceral. But I don't trust him to be like
a silly guy,
funny, like trying to do like a Dr. Strangelove for 2026.
Did we hit up any other interesting places in North Hollywood? We went by the NoHo Arts District, which is kind of just
so many arts going on. So many. It's mostly like rehearsal spaces, and like witch themed coffee shops.
Yeah, which is cool.
Which is cool.
This is why you're the best. But then we came by my house and sat down on the couch and like, let's just have a nice
We're buzzed. You're having hallucinations.
Yeah.
We've had so much alcohol.
We popped in this tape of this movie, Be Seeing You, and it starts with like security cam footage, which looked like it was from the Forgotten Video Store.
And you're like, oh, that's kind of fun. You see a place and you see like, oh, I know this place.
It's like, when you saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at the Cinerama Dome, and then they show the Cinerama Dome, and you're like, hey, that's us.
I'm inside there.
Yeah, but then it looked like you and I walked into the store and started looking through the tapes.
Yeah.
I've had the experience before where I'm like, see a bunch of people. I went to a Townland concert once, and I was like, this looks like 40 versions of me at this concert.
You become very self-conscious, like, oh, am I thought I was a unique individual.
Right.
I thought I was special.
So that's what I thought was happening when you've got a great look. Apparently there's, there could be other people who look like us.
Absolutely. Go to any Bears night at the Eagle. You'll find 40 of me.
And here's what it also, remember in The Sopranos when Uncle Junior sees Curb Your Enthusiasm and thinks Larry David is him?
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, maybe I'm just like reading too much into this.
That's also like a very old man who's senile.
Okay, true.
Who's like, suffering from dementia, most likely. He thinks, that is not us. We're sprightly. We still got all functions. Our neurons are firing.
A little buzzed, and I, of course, am suffering from cat scratch fever. Other than that, we're fine. But then the next scene of the movie is like out on the street outside of the Forgotten Video Store.
And you're holding the tape.
It's like a man on the street, like handheld. And you know what I think it was? I think it was one of those guys with the pervert glasses, like the Google pervert. And
is that how they branded them? The Google pervert?
Yeah. And so I think he was recording us as we went by. Because you see, I don't know if you noticed this guy. At first I thought, oh, he has some cool like Marcello Mastroianni glasses. But no,
really
he's one of the perverts. And I think
he's more of a 6 out of 10, if you ask me.
So then it's us.
But even still, how how did that footage from the glasses get onto the tape that we are holding, that you see us holding in the footage of the tape that is playing? You know what I mean?
Right. And at this
Or
part
is an analog thing. But I think you're right. Looking back throughout the day, there were these strange Marcello Mastroianni men throughout. It was like, I don't know if you're familiar with Stephen King's Dark Tower cycle, but there's the low men in yellow coats who were like agents of the Crimson King, who just look like ugly men in fedoras and yellow coats. And like once you notice one, you start noticing them. You know what I mean? There's these like agents around, but they kind of on first glance you wouldn't think nothing of them. But then when you start to see more of them, and now in retrospect, I remember, there was a guy in the bookstore that looked like this.
You're right. But then there were also like some of the footage was like stationary cameras, like security cams, or like, you know, that one that looks like a glass dome, you know, that they have like up here.
Like a fisheye lens?
Yeah, exactly. So we saw some of that.
But then also remember when you left, there's a beautiful Steadicam shot out of Kubrick from when we leave the bookstore and walk up the street.
Yeah, how did they...
Beautiful. I was like, this is a beautiful shot.
And at this point, while we're watching the movie on my couch, this is when I stood up and started screaming, what the shit is this? This is why I think I would call this the most upsetting movie I've seen, is that why is this happening? Is this some sort of meta commentary on the surveillance state?
And you thought Inception was drippy, I said.
Inception, sidebar, and I may have mentioned this already in a previous episode, but what a disappointing movie, because...
Finally!
I see this movie, it takes place in people's dreams. I'm like, okay, this is going to be fucking awesome. Like, Leo DiCaprio's best friend is going to be like a talking frog. And like,
I see.
Tom
You're
Hardy,
expecting like surrealism.
Yeah, I thought Tom Hardy, like, he has to go on for his high school play, but he forgot all his lines and he's in his underwear. Like that kind of stuff. And that would be really funny. And it wasn't that funny. It was just like people shooting each other.
Well, I don't think Christopher Nolan's actually known for his wacky sense of humor.
That's true.
There weren't a lot of... How many times did you laugh in the Odyssey?
I haven't seen the Odyssey. I ought to see it.
Oh, you're fine. I think I'm the one person who was like, I think I checked my watch 12 times.
It's a long one.
Which might be a new record.
I don't go to the movies anymore. I just rent movies at the Forgotten Video Store, which I may never go to again because I was really upset with
what
this
witchery
movie.
Is this? What dark sorcery is going on? Have you ever had like a dark sorcery? Have you like... Was there previous interaction with like the clerk? Did it go wrong? Or have we been cursed?
One fun thing about the Forgotten Video Store is that I've never actually seen an employee there because the rentals operate on the honor system. You just leave the money on the counter and go about your day. Yeah, I don't know what their deal is really. And of course, they do have that one tape in chains, locked up in chains with a note that says, do not rent this tape.
And it was vibrating.
Yeah, and I never tried to rent that one, and I never will.
Well, it's within chains.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Bring what do you call those? Bolt cutter?
Bolt cutters, yeah. I should invest in some of those. I'm not bringing a bolt
cutter to the video store. I barely remember to bring like cash.
It is a cash-only business.
Which you got to respect.
I don't think... Okay, here's what it is. It's two things. I named my podcast Forgotten Video Store, and they sent me a cease and desist, and then I had to negotiate with them because that's the name of their store.
Oh, this is not linked at all. You're not like officially sanctioned.
No, I'm not. But my lawyer, who's a gentleman named Jihan Batuman, he negotiated a deal where I could use the name of their store for my podcast as long as I would send them all the profits for the first year, which ended out great for me because they had to pay me close to $1,000.
That sounds about right.
But then the other thing is I brought publicity to the fact that they have a bunch of illegal bootlegs. And so they're being investigated for that. And they're blaming me. So they're suing me for like loss of income or something like this. And I don't really understand it. But maybe this is like maybe they do have like some sort of witch on staff who creates these magic cursed tapes, but it wasn't magic exactly. It was just like...
It definitely felt magical. It definitely felt like very much of like a Ring spinoff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to talk about cursed... If we're talking about cursed videotapes, and I believe we are talking about cursed videotapes, this is very much in the Ring verse, not the Ringer verse.
But it was like the Ring video, it's like you're not understanding anything you're seeing. In this, it was all like... Yeah, I remember that happening mere hours ago.
It's almost the opposite of like, here's everything that did happen. You remember all, you have all recall.
Right. There was that part where we were at the Circus Liquors and the people we thought were doing like OnlyFans photo shoots were actually just filming us.
And there was also footage of before we arrived at the Circus Liquor, and they showed somebody licking the lids of the Buzz Balls that I bought. And that's really upsetting.
And that's like they were planning ahead, like they knew you were going to...
Yeah. Although I also assume every Buzz Ball has been licked by somebody before. That's kind of what you expect. When you buy a Buzz Ball, are you really like, I don't think your standards are that high.
Yeah, that's part of the experience. Plus the alcohol kills all the germs.
Absolutely. That's why no one who drinks alcohol ever got COVID. You heard it here first.
The Idle Hour, of course, where they're having the MASH trivia.
Everyone playing trivia was recording us.
Yeah, and we thought they were just cheating, like, by looking up the answers on their phone.
It was like bullet time.
Yeah.
There was like bullet time footage of us.
Multi-angles. I liked when they did the split screen.
Yeah. It's like De Palma. De Palma meets... Why did De Palma never do a split screen bullet time? He died, right?
No, I believe he's still with us.
There's still time to do a split screen bullet time. I don't know how that would work or why anybody would be interested in that, but...
People love bullet time. At this point, I think was when I ejected the tape and then I was trying to examine it to see if like there was some sort of secret transmitter.
Right.
Like you mentioned.
That's smart. Very Mission Impossible.
Yeah. All of the stuff that we saw on the tape was stuff that had happened after we checked out the tape, pretty much.
But maybe we're not meant to like maybe it's like a Lynch movie. You know what I mean? Maybe it's like to look for the reason is like to look for the logic kind of misses the point. You know what I mean? Like maybe we are the ones who are so comfortable watching. How does it feel for us to be watched?
Ooh, this is interesting.
But also, do other people who rent this video see their own day?
Right. Or are they going to rent this video and just see what we were up to?
See us. Yeah. But what was the copyright date on the case? I think it's at 1987, right?
That was the year I was born.
Whoa!
Ew, this is unnerving.
Yeah, so I don't know, because the overall experience is unsettling, right? We don't like the idea that we have been watched,
but like
that we have been observed. But yet we spent 20 minutes of a podcast telling you everything we did anyway. So why? Yeah, but I guess that is under our control. That is our version of events.
Like there were some discrepancies from what I'd remembered versus what we saw on the tape. For instance, I kind of remember the cats liking me and like I was petting them and stuff.
Then we see the tape.
And I'm running after them
interested.
Saying, give me that cat. And the owners of the store are like, please leave our cats alone. They're just here to take care of the rodents. Also, I was excited to get to the part at the Tonga Hut with the talking Easter Island heads.
Right.
And I just kind of looked like a blibbering moron interacting with a stationary Easter Island head.
Right. And I thought I had sang Total Eclipse of the Heart beautifully at the top of my lungs at the Tonga Hut.
But actually you had sang Holding Out for a Hero beautifully at the top.
And no, I would say you're being very generous, but I would say I was fairly pitchy. So that was a rude awakening. Mm-hmm. So in a way, this was humbling and chilling. I mean, what is the terror of like actually seeing oneself? You know, like how you don't like hearing your own voice back.
I've never listened back to this podcast. Surely you've listened to some of your appearances on podcasts, right? You have
a few here and there.
A delightful voice. And you often get comments about how much people enjoy your voice.
Well, that's very sweet. But I feel like this used to be a thing before like social media became so prevalent that people were like, oh, that's what I sound like.
They hear themselves on the answering machine. And it turns out it's just like answering machines sound like shit. That was
Maybe
the problem.
That's it. Because now I feel like that phenomena doesn't really exist anymore. Of people like, that's what I sound like. Now people love to hear the sound of themselves.
So I did not find any hidden transmitters or anything on the... It seemed like a normal, a worn tape, like a 40-year-old tape. So I don't know if we'll ever get to the bottom of this because it's not like we can ask anyone at the Forgotten Video Store.
No, who are we going to ask?
But we put it back in, and then there was a really kind of fun scene where it's us coming into my house and sitting down on the couch and putting the tape in, and then it's like kind of remembering Spaceballs when they're watching
Yes.
And then it was like behind her back.
Okay.
And it was like a nanny cam. And it was like, I don't remember putting a nanny cam back there. But there was like a little teddy bear with like a nanny cam.
It was a cute little bear.
So that was cool.
That was cool knowing that someone had entered your home and placed a camera. But now, like, well, a part of me is always going to wonder, is there a camera on me right now that I don't know about? You know what I mean? Throughout the rest of my life, I'll always wonder.
I think we're hitting that point where, yes, from now on, they're just like the pervert glasses. I said, like, you never know when someone's wearing the pervert glasses, and like flock cameras and even Waymos are always recording us. And
right. All these things are just data collection things. It's really disgusting.
And so maybe this movie is sort of like a call to action, or at least like awareness raising. Like, you're constantly under surveillance, and it intrudes on every moment of your day.
Like vandalize a Waymo.
Yeah, I fully support that. Yeah.
Was this vandalism? What if you just put, the Waymos have the little like dome things on top of them, the little. What if you just put like a plastic bag over it? Like, that's not like damaging it. So, but would that like fuck it up and like make it inoperable?
I think probably.
As opposed to like standing on it and like, you see footage of people losing their minds and like destroying them with their bare hands.
I think
I'm
that's
not saying
cool.
do that, but what if you just put like, a brown paper bag over the little dome camera?
Then it would like run into the front of a building.
It would just floor it.
Yeah, it would turn into Billy Joel.
It would lose its mind. It would turn it into Billy Joel.
That's a dated reference.
That's a very good reference. It's in Billy Joel mode. Clear the streets.
Then the tape is still running right over there, and it's showing us doing this podcast right now.
I think it's best not to question this and just kind of, I don't know. It did make me think, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I like this Lynchian attitude towards it. It's like, what do you think it means? What does it make you feel?
Yeah, which I think is maybe a healthy aspect to approach most phenomenon.
Even life itself.
Exactly. I think we're so obsessed with knowing, like, people want the lore, the logic underpinning. But to me, that's always like when I ask someone like about their dreams, I don't really know the plot. I don't care about the plot. I care about like, well, what were you feeling? Yeah. So I think that's the engine. And then your brain's just coming up with a narrative that fits that emotional engine.
Famously, a lot of people are like, no one gives a shit about your dreams. I love hearing about people's dreams.
Me too. I think it's interesting. A window into a psyche.
Which is why I was so disappointed in Inception.
That's right. Like, this is your dream, just a standard James Bond adventure? Wow. How exciting, you 12-year-old.
Mark, thanks so much for picking out that movie. It really kind of ruined it's maybe the first movie on this podcast that I truly hated watching.
Well, you made you question your entire reality.
I guess we should mention The Truman Show. Although that everything was kind of staged, so that was a little different. But
I think it's not an incorrect comparison.
Thank you. Mr. Rennie, do you have anything you'd like to promote while you're here?
You can listen to Eat, Pray, Dunk on Comedy Bang Bang World, but other than that, I always tell people to support the Trevor Project, which gives
that's great, yeah,
counseling to LGBTQ youth in crisis, and they're a wonderful organization. So check them out; they need all the help they can get.
Yeah, and you can check the episode description for links there. Thank you so much, Mark. Sorry, Mr. Rennie. It's been a delight. Very nice meeting you and spending the day with you.
Thanks for having me.
The end. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Forgotten Video Store. If you meet a new friend like I did this week, be sure to tell them all about this podcast. They say word of mouth is the best advertising, and it's certainly the only kind I can afford. Don't forget to follow the show on your podcast app, because next week, comedian Melissa Harvard delivers some news that changes everything. Forgotten Video Store is a slop-free zone. We never use any AI for any part of the production of this podcast. The music in this episode is Funky Energy Loop by Kevin MacLeod and Compotech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license. Okay, bye!